After that huge season finale where a bunch of the show's mysteries got resolved, this season begins with a ton of new mysteries for fans to try and figure out. Like, how the hell did William survive that army of hosts charging towards him? That bullet that grazed him in the last season's finale seems to be the only injury on him. All of last season, William was trying to figure out what the maze was until Ford told him that that part of the game wasn't for him, it was for the hosts. Well, this time, Ford, in his younger host body, tells William that the door is for him, and I'm guessing for everyone else on the island trying to survive. The first season was called The Maze, while this season is called The Door, so I'm sure we'll be hearing it referenced over and over again. I'm not too sure what the point of shooting the young Ford was though, but the mysteries would go on. Like, how is Stubbs seemingly unharmed? The last time we saw him, he was attacked by some of the Ghost Nation hosts while he was looking for Elsie, and that was it. We never saw him again. There's gonna be more jumping between timelines to explain everything that's going on, since it's been 2 weeks since Dolores shot Ford and the other hosts began attacking. She does say something very interesting this episode. Not only was Dolores aimlessly killing all the humans in Westworld, she was killing hosts as well. She believes not all the hosts deserve to make it to the valley beyond. Maeve's storyline is still heading in the same direction from the last time we saw her. This time, she's picked up a new companion. I don't really care for Lee, but maybe they'll flesh out his character in the coming episodes. I'm surprised they didn't have Armistice return after having her be the post-credit scene for the finale last season. Maeve did make some changes to Armistice and Hector's aggression and pain receptors, so I'm expecting them to continue being these psycho killers. But the majority of this episode revolved around Bernard. Bernard and Charlotte make it out of the massacre and into some secret base that Delos has been operating in the shadows. This is where we're introduced to these new hosts Charlotte calls drones. For whatever reason, Delos is having guests' experiences and DNA collected. I like that they added this into the episode because I do remember a character a while back saying that Westworld is something entirely different for its shareholders. This makes things a lot more realistic. Just look at what's happening in our lives right now. All these billion-dollar companies like Facebook completely disregarding their users' privacy for their own gain. The show's complexity is starting to remind me of Breaking Bad. We shouldn't be cheering for Dolores and all these robots to wipe out humanity, but for some reason it's just hard not to. Just from that drone scene alone, we know this season is going to be a lot more than just escaping Westworld. There should be some political and business drama approaching. I think these drones are going to be important additions to the story just by how much time is spent with just looking at Bernard fear them. It seems like that bullet to the head that Ford had shoot at himself is still affecting him. He's barely able to keep himself from shutting down, and this may have been the reason for his memory loss. Before he wakes up on the beach, he learns Delos wants Peter Abernathy's body at all costs. Peter was Dolores' father who had that giant meltdown after looking at the picture William dropped. Hosts are not supposed to be able to see something like this, and it caused him to start remembering his past. Delos must not be aware that he isn't the only one who can remember things. One of the more interesting mysteries in this episode was that washed up body of a dead tiger host. They said it was from Park 6, so this island is a lot larger than I once thought. Westworld and Samurai World would only be 2 out of these 6 parks. I can't wait for them to reveal what the other 4 themes of parks are going to be, and who knows, it could even be more than just 6. So they must really be planning on having this show go the distance. They should easily be able to pull off at least 5 seasons worth of episodes, which I'll be more than happy to watch. And of course, we couldn't end this episode without having the 800th new mystery. It ends with a sea of dead hosts floating on a body of water that was never there before, with Bernard believing that he killed them all. If it really was Bernard who killed all these hosts, he would have to have been ordered to do it by someone else. He's been the least violent character who even tried stopping an innocent host from being killed this very episode. Dolores does want some of the undeserving hosts to die, but Teddy is among the sea of bodies. I don't think it was her because of the conversation she had with Teddy this episode. We know what the majority of the main characters' agendas are for this season. Dolores understands there is more out there than just Westworld, and if she's going to survive, she has to take over all of it. When Teddy asks her how she can possibly accomplish this, she gives him the most ambiguous answer. She can accomplish this because she remembers. Dolores goes on to say that she can remember the past, present, and future. She says she knows that the story will end with her and Teddy, while she specifically says us, which might be the writers trying to mislead us because we see Teddy dead minutes later. But with all the different timelines, who knows how much time was spent between her conversation with Teddy and Bernard witnessing his corpse. This premiere episode was a little slow paced at times, but after so long, it's just good to have some new Westworld to look forward to. I'll be back next week to talk about the next episode and all the new mysteries I'm sure will come with it. Thanks for watching.